Hello, welcome to another video. Stop there. So what am I doing? I'm working on, gosh, that pulled the old scar a little. Um, I'm working on my own language called Devlang, and what's this Devlang kind of looking like? So we can have functions like this, and we can even pass them, kind of tokenize it into all the different things that we do, and that's pretty much all this language can do at the moment. I have aims of kind of having stuff that looks something like this. I don't know what it'll kind of look like. And it will probably change as it goes on. So, like, this is kind of just a guiding thing for me. And as time goes on, when I implement these features, I'll probably break them out into smaller little examples like this one. And it'll probably say like what it can do and whatnot. So, what I think I need to do now is go and kind of implement. Uh, who would have thought? So, what do we have going on? We need to work out where the entry point is. That's right, it's just in here. So, what do we do when we are doing like tokenizing? So, we kind of need to keep track of a bunch of things. So I think to start with, I'll just assume one file. Uh, in the long run, I might have something like import or I don't know. It might even be automatic imports. Somehow you need to kind of work out where things are. I kind of like the idea of automatic imports because it means that you only have to put stuff in one place, and if you change something, like if you change the name of it, you don't have to change it in multiple places. Indeed, you might have to change it in like every file in your code base if you rename a library. But if you have it kind of implied imports, then you can just rename the library and it will just work. Things calling the library might not, because you would have to have something like no, I want to call something like well, we probably can't have fun. We could probably have something like this and have a function in there which I don't know, takes like the first argument and does something like that. And to be honest, that would be kind of cool if you could. We're in the file that we are, and we like kind of pass what we're kind of reading. Though arg0 would be the binary, not the source of it, because I do kind of want to compile this down to something. But for now, I think I need to get back to what's what. So, how do we like? How do we do this? So at the moment, I guess we can see what our token stream looks like. I can't see what's happening, but I can guess. Yeah, there we are. So, what is the first token we get? We get client. So, what we could do is, I kind of want to not do this for each. I kind of want to have, what do they call it? Index. Index. I don't know. I'll just call it index. And we can have this to be 0. And we can do something like, yeah, we can do that. tokens IDX is less than tokens dot it's linked with a capital, isn't it? And we can do something like that. And just to test that kind of works, we can get this out. So it's still doing the same console.line, but now it will do that. I think, yeah, I can just run it there. So what happens there? Takes 10 years. Does not have length. Cool. What is it called then? Maybe like size. Um, so we just have like tokens. I mean, I'm kind of guessing. I could look up some documentation. I wonder if there's a thing. Right, so we don't even have slides. I've checked the two things that I want to check. So maybe .NET list. Yeah, so we did have like this open before at a previous point. So, what is it? How do we do this? Count. That's what it is. Count. So we can probably do something like that. And what does this do now? Takes 10 years to compile. Once it compiles, we can run it endless times. So we can't do. It's funny. I mean, I set myself up for trouble, but yeah, I guess I'll make a int, not a unit, which would kind of make sense, or an index. I don't know. Well, I suppose tokens.count is not really index, but well, it's not really a valid index for tokens. But I mean, if you did a uint, if you did a uint, it would complain. Maybe. Might not complain actually. The way I was using uints before. Right, so this just gets an end loop because we don't do IDX plus plus at the end. So that's some of the stuff the for loop would have done for us. So now if we compile this, what do we get? We get a bunch of stuff. So if we go cope, I kind of want to run it and see what the output is. And I find sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. Like now. Cool. So the first thing we get comment end line, comment end line. So that looks right. Then end line. Then our function, which what are we meant to look like after function? It's meant to be white space, file white space, curly brackets, end of line, curly brackets, end of line, end of file. Perfect. So it is doing the same thing as before, but the benefit of this is we can kind of have a look at things surrounding the current token and whatnot. And yeah, it's still kind of a, well, it's a list, but yeah. So what do we want to do? If we have a look at this, I think while we're running code, we probably want to, and this is run. So this is, I think, yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I think if we could do a cheeky switch on token.type, but I think I want to do if token.type equals, so if it is a comment, token type dot comment is that what we want? Then maybe we just want to continue, except we can't really continue there. Maybe we want to do this there, so immediately after we index it. Otherwise, we'll just get an endless loop again. So what other types might we want to kind of skip? Well, I don't know. We probably don't want to care about end of line for now. This is like the first type of thing that we're looking at. I think potentially this would be better suited as a switch. I think it might make it a little more readable. Because like these lines, there's a lot going on with them, and really the information you want is that. So yeah, we'll see how it kind of looks like here. So we can just go like this. We don't need the where'd we last do a case? Do cases there. Do we do a case on type? Oh, there's just a million of them. Switch on dot star on type. Yeah, so if we do that, that's the only place we do it. All right, can we just do something like comment? Is this something that you will let me do? And here we can just do continue, can't we? And we can do something like end of line. So I think these two are kind of redundant, and this is kind of what I want to do. Right. We don't have a token for type, is it? So it's like, right. I need, well, I'm developing just that to be in the thing, and is it a type? Because where do we define what a token is? It's called token type, and we are allowed to get it. So maybe that. So it does say, right, we'll cancel that because it will take 10 years. We do need to do token type and the same thing there. And this should take 10 years to do. It still doesn't do it. Odd type token. All right. So, where am I at? So let's search for struct token. So it has a. Oh no, I see. The type is token type, and it is just meant to be that. So maybe if I do this, I need to start using marks. Get me to and from where I am a little better. It's all the stuff I used to do before this whole nerve thing. Cool. And now we have what I kind of hoped would happen. Our first thing that we're looking at is a function. So once we get a function, we then need to kind of pass it. So we need to work out what type of function it is. Does it return any arguments? Does it take any arguments? And I don't know what else it might have. It will probably have a body, which will be kind of listed statementy type things, and then like from the statement, then you drill it down into that, and I don't know. You kind of build it up. I will just wing it maybe. So yeah, if we have a token type dot function, we probably just want to deal with the function here, and that might involve changing IDX. So I think I want to. I mean, it will be maybe cleaner to. I don't know. Need to go here, then to here. I do something like that. I should work out one of them does the indent funny and work out how to not do it. Um, so when we do that, we can also just do a break. So when we get a function, I want to start here. Thanks. So we'll probably get a token type next. And this can just be tokens IDX plus one, which raises a question. What if, goodness, but if we open it there, I don't know, Vim does some things. What if IDX, this heat is not on. No, it's just a really warm day. Got a sweat coming on. So if IDX plus one, I don't want help. Don't want to ask for help while I'm in help. So if this is greater or equal to stop count, that probably means that there is an error. So we probably need to report some kind of an error to the user. And it could be nice to like have like information showing like where it is, which will be handy for developers to then know where to change things. So how do we do that? I might do a report error, and we can pass it token, and we can pass a expected. What do we expect after expected function? Like declaration. Well, like, what do we expect after here? We probably expect either. I think we expect the function name after the token. I think so. Let's say I had something like this. I think I want to get away from the whole way like C does it, where you have the um, type beforehand, and I think I want to do what other languages have done and do kind of your args in there, and the function itself kind of returns a thing like so, and even this could be optional. I don't know. But for now, I'm not kind of dealing with arguments. So really, all I care about is that. So we expected function name, and that's just what we expected. Cool. So what does this report error do? This is going to be something that potentially I won't do just yet. Report error. So this is going to take a token, and it's also going to take. I need to work out how to do. Fix me. Learn. Use variax if existing. So then we have a string message, because sometimes it might be handy to have a message that goes alongside it. For now, I actually just want to do a quick thing. .NET have something like a file line equivalence. It's the sort of question that is something I kind of want to do. Yeah, this might be what I want. Cool. So that is just going to be easy. Um, and then what would we do? We just don't even need to pass them in. Gosh, yes. This is quite nice. Does it have to be at the end? I mean, it doesn't matter if it's at the end, but I wonder if that kind of interferes with things. Maybe I will try just do them at the front. Um, do something like that. Maybe I will do something like that. Do that. And finally, we get just what we want. So what do we do here? I kind of want to. I feel like it does have to be at the end, because we don't really say what items are. But I don't know. We'll find out. So what's this going to do? This is going to do like a console dot right a line. It might to other places at some point, and we can do something like how do we do this? So we're going to get a string, and then we're going to get a was there a file? Can we get a file? Um, that string file name. Except we don't really want this. We kind of want to get that information from. I think I want to do something like this. Void. Well, I kind of want to uh, report line information from source code, not compiler as source, which would involve us kind of passing it in. But for now, we can do something like this. So yeah, maybe the caller is kind of handy. So we can have something like that, and then we'll have the caller, and then we will have the message, something like that. And like, do we have to do this? Can we just do like printf styles? Have we used that anywhere else? No. I think we don't need to put the numbers in though. Which might make it a bit easier. So this is going to be file name, line number, and then message. And right line does what I want. Cool. What does that do? Doesn't let me do that. Right, so something I didn't close off. That is closed. That is closed. Did we not finish doing stuff here? Yeah, so this token is like a bit out of whack. What about now? Do you run now? Right, got a lot of stuff there. Yeah, so here we do need to put these at the end, and here we'll just change that to that and change that to that. Maybe I can even put that fixed me like there. Maybe that can go there just to kind of let me know. but yeah, I don't know if I can use variadics in that case. Um, right. We need to use this. Can we just do something like this instead? Rather than shove it up the top, because otherwise, like, I'm just going to remove it at some point. That can be no, you are correct. That can't do that. And we also have this one. So maybe this needs to default to something like that. Cool. So yeah, that is actually just a token. We're cool with gas now. So what do I want to kind of test with that? I should probably test that. I this can be like a little thing. So maybe if we do something like that, but we have like another file. Examples. Well, in fact, no function name dot dev, and this is going to have a compiler error, I guess, and not actually compile and run. So what's this going to have? It's going to have fun and nothing else. Maybe it'll have like a new line. Maybe it will. Well, I kind of want kind of nothing in between. No function name. So how do I want to do this? Um, we had stuff like this, but I kind of want to say, well, how did I have that? We don't really say what the std is. So I think I want to just say compiler error, and potentially have that just every line that is. And maybe this would be something like no, well, in fact, whatever I thought it would be, expected function name, expected function name, and yeah, do something like that. And I can probably also kind of in the same file do a bunch of other kind of tests. So what like it's pretty much it has to be an identifier. So I guess we would also have one of those and also have one of those. Just trying to think of all the things that I could chuck in another function. And what else could we do? Maybe like a string or a single quote. I mean, I could look in the old thing that we have. We don't even support certain things, but um, future proofing we might. A number we probably can't. It's got to be an identifier. Where do we want to go? Uh, has it lost it? No, cool. So also a number. And really, this should be like all of the numbers. We'll just test a couple of things, maybe like a minus sign, which also makes me think a plus would be in order, and multiply. I mean, I'll probably just use the same things that everyone has done. Um, and maybe I mean it's just like kind of every random function that was meant to be there, and we'll maybe leave it there for now. Maybe I'm getting a little carried away, but my idea is that from this we can go no function name, and I thought it would have complained. No, don't do that. So what if we do this again? Maybe I hadn't compiled, but I would kind of expect it to complain about. Oh yeah, it complains in not a good way. We right. What? Ah, that's kind of annoying. So we're trying to write a line. We're trying to report the error. That's very interesting. Um, because yeah, I didn't think. Right. How does this work? You got to make sure that your error reporting works. Um, do I need to do stuff like this? I didn't want to do that, but I can do that. Should be jumping. Should be jumping. Because you don't really want the compiler to crash when it does stuff. So we still get that. Um, it, Ideally, I should be able to chuck whatever I want at it, and it will just work. So expected function name. Right, so I think we don't continue after that. So I did get it, but then after we do this, what we should do is continue. But I think also error equals true, and we will kind of keep track of a bool called error, and maybe it can start off as that. So should have plus plus. And in fact, the next token is just that. Which I kind of want to chew up all of the well, IDX is less than tokens dot count and tokens of IDX dot type. is well, no, I kind of don't want to do that check there. I probably want to do this and um maybe do like a switch on this. Gosh, I'm like 1,000 levels deep on the switch, but that's all right. We can do a switch on this type, and if that type is yeah, thanks. If this is just these two, I guess. If it is one of those two, I don't really care. Otherwise, we can get out of that and we will go IDX plus plus. So what's the yeah, and then I want to do this. Um, and then do that. Yeah, so the point of this is that won't break that. So maybe I'll have token next equal null. Except if we want that, we kind of need to do that, I think. And well, next equals null and do that. If this is the case, we would break out of this switch and do that. Otherwise, we would set next to be tokens IDX dot type, I think, yeah. And this will be continue. Oh, that's really cursed. So the idea here is we want to set next. We kind of want this to continue this while loop and this to break out of this while loop. But the problem with like switches and loops is like break is overloaded, but continue is not. So break will break out of the switch, continue will it will go and continue from the while. It's quite bizarre, but because of that, I put in a check for the thing that we're trying to check, and when we get to the case that we don't get it, which is a token that is not a token that we're wanting to skip, then we'll do it. Otherwise, this will break out of this switch to do this IDX plus plus. And so at this point here, uh, we should have IDX kind of pointing to the right thing, and next is also set. So yeah, and so I guess we could switch on next. I mean, we're kind of assuming something is nullable or not, but I feel like this would kind of check that. So next is either set in this case, or IDX keeps on going and overflows count, in which case we then report an error and then continue. So at this point here, it should not be null, but we can do a switch on this type, and it's not going to be one of these types, but we really want this to be an identifier. I think it was that. And if this is the case, we want to break. Otherwise, we want to do this kind of thing there, and we can just use the same message. And we'll do that same kind of trick with the continue is like that. So I guess at this point here, we should maybe be able to go console dot write the line found found a function, and it is just going to be something which is what's it going to look like? It's going to be our token, and what does a token have? It has a source file and a start and an end. So yeah, we kind of just need to get uh, this, which I kind of want to just kind of make a function that does that. So maybe it can return a string, and maybe I'll just call it span, because it's the span of stuff. Gosh, and maybe go here. Maybe the next one. There's a few. Um, right. So from here, we could probably do something like that, and then do the span like that. And up here, we can probably just do that, and maybe at the start here we can go return that. And I think you can do some fancy like double arrow type thing and get rid of the return. Is that something you can do? Who knows indeed. Right, that was a quick response. So then we can probably just see what the span is, which should be just all the little text in the middle. Now I wonder. Uh, I'm not sure this. Right, so we're doing something. Um, right, so this will just be token. Right, so this. Um, how do we like say that it is not null? Um, .NET nullable. What do we do? Yeah, cool. Tell me about this nullable stuff. So just got a question mark, which is like just wrapping around that. Um, and how do we check it? Um, so we do actually just have to check that or like has value, um, or just dot value. But if we do that, then I, yeah, maybe that's like a little safer. I don't know. Where were we going? Uh, no, I think I just want to do that. Maybe with a little next should not be null as it is either set above or any X overflows and errors. Cool. Makes it safe to just get the dot value. Or we can do like a little check. So I kind of want to make a thing next equal null. Is it equal or is so if this is the case, we probably want to like report compiler error. In fact, like this is potentially a different thing. Maybe I want to do. I mean, this is really like unreachable. Unreachable. Can I have it just all um I don't know, kind of dog shitting here. Not dog shitting, bike shitting, that's what they call it. This is kind of like weird error. So maybe I can do some console dot lights line uh, fix me make into generic function to use elsewhere, and also may use std error. And what is this going to do? This is, well, I kind of want to do report compiler error. Compiler error this, and what are we going to pass it? Unreachable bubble. So next should not be null. And at that point there, and this we kind of want to like abort. So maybe it's going to just return early out of whatever function we're in. And we want that, thanks. Next is either set above in the thing in the switch set above in the default switch branch, or IDX overflows and errors. And something like that, maybe. I don't know. Just to say kind of why we believe it is unreachable. So this has not been written. Now, so the report error is actually something I want to kind of copy paste. So we can do something like maybe I want to do that, and we're not going to have that, and we do want that. And I'm going to like double do that. So what do we do here? We call it compiler error. So does that exist? No, we didn't rename it yet. Report error. This one is the one we want to call compiler error. Cool. And so that just shouldn't be the case. Ideally ever, right, so identifier, what can a type be? It can be an identifier. We need to do a token type first. Cool, and then we will get the token that we want. And probably do more stuff after that, but you gotta do the more stuff. You gotta work out what the more stuff is first. Right, so first off, it is expecting a function name. Interesting, because I thought that it would be. There's a warning as well, errors assigned. So we should potentially after or this, if error, we probably just want to continue now. I lose track of where we are, but we would be in this, which is a while. So if we have an error, we want to do that check after a. I think I want to do while not error and this. Well, actually, no. I kind of want to get all the errors that we possibly can and then do this and probably just return here because this is just part of a function to do run. So maybe I'll let that to do kind of follow us down. So now we shouldn't see the to do run. It should just say expected function name, and white space is something we should probably ignore. It's very tabbed out. Why? Why? I want this to be like that, but like, there's like tabs and things. I don't know. I might fix up the white space later. Do that. Did we not do this? While not error and this error. And if error, we should be returning. It's still printing out all the stuff we had, but yeah, I also didn't add in the white space. So yeah, that's right. I decided I didn't want this because I actually want to see all things at once. So I guess we probably also don't care about white space here, but also up here, do something like that. I don't know. I need to get rid of all the tabs in this and do something different. Cool. We get a thing. What an error message. So it's when we're trying to do a write line, but it's from 363, which is when we found the function. So we get the token span. So I kind of want to first off just get the token. And what did it complain about? That's not the error, but this will be not that. This main one. Failure to pass now set 16. Right, so 16 is when we are doing this. Did we not print out the tag as well? I must not have compiled. Gotta compile. I can't even print out that. What about if we just print out? Oh, I also don't want to do token. I want to do next. I wonder if that will change things. Dot value. because token should still just be, oh, that wasn't the key I wanted. Taking it there. Token is just the current token that we are at. But next is the one that is the thing that we're looking at. Cool. So if we do that, I wonder if that lets us do that. It's like a weird error. Right. So it's thinking things are. Oh, it's because I don't have that. Ah, so it's not compiling. Couldn't even compile because it didn't know that there was not a brace there, which I suppose it was telling me, but it was a runtime error. Yeah, interesting. I feel like that could be done at compile time and give a warning. Um, but yeah, I suppose that sort of check might have to be done at runtime as well, because people might pass in their own dynamically generated format strings. But yeah, so found function main. I like that. So I guess if we do that, we can probably just do a continue. Actually, I don't really care. But yeah, well, actually, no. This function is meant to do some more stuff. So, what does this function need to do? I kind of. I'm repeating this type of thing quite a lot because I'm probably about to do the same many more times. But yeah, I think what I kind of want to do is create like a function type. And so this is going to be a new function, and we can probably just give it next dot value dot span. So that's going to be its function name. And we can then add to its list of statements a bunch of things, something like that. And here we can probably just pass in the actual function that we build. And so we can build it out. So what is a function going to look like? Public struct. So we call it function. We're going to have a name, and maybe we can get this and also finish it, but not do much more than that. And is that kind of all I need? And then the constructor will kind of auto magically do stuff. And maybe in a function we can do this instead, and find that. And so what's this telling me? That's just like all the like where it is and whatnot, which is potentially useful. So like maybe you would pass in that source file so you knew where things were. But maybe not. I think for now I might just do something like name, name, and not have the source file, and do something like that. And I think this might compile now. Cool. Doesn't take a constructor. How do we do new token? We do just have to kind of say all the things, which might make it easy to add more stuff. For example, what are we doing here? We can do that because we can kind of start parsing what goes in there. Um, it's kind of interesting. I find it interesting that it's still like, yeah, it shouldn't like be getting the function should kind of set the index to be at that one. So I would have thought that index, yeah, the same index is getting used, and we change it here until we get something. And so, like, which point here? Yeah, I suppose it's still kind of just doing that. I think a better way to do this would be to have uh, actual like class or struct or whatever it is to handle the tokenizing and the parsing, because I kind of want a function like advance or like just next token and like it will kind of move the thing over. But if you do that, you probably want to have like a peak token, and potentially it defaults to 0, but you can like pass it more stuff over, and then that would look at IDX plus the peak offset plus one. To say look at like that many advanced, and maybe it would default to one, so you don't actually need that. But yeah, doing it that way kind of makes it easier to kind of swallow up the tokens as you use them, because I want pretty much after this point here, um, the next token that actually gets printed out should just be this one here, because the function should go for and find, well, it's got identifier. Still unsure why it's printing that, but that's all right. It's got identifier. It then needs to kind of scan for and find, all right, there's a curly brace, and potentially that might be optional. I don't know. For now, we'll kind of assume that you have to have it. And think of how we can adapt it not to at the same time as doing it. But yeah, it should find that curly brace open to then parse the inner of the function, and then it should close it, and then find whatever's inside, and at the end it should be expecting a closing in brace, and then it should be looking at this token here. So that's kind of what I want to happen, but for now it's not pointing there, and that's all right. Um, yeah, I also thought, I don't know, there's a thing bonus for extras if you left it this far. Um, there's not that advent of code. It's a thing. It's called advent of code. Um, Last year I did it in, oh gosh, what was the language? Yacht, which is part of the Serenity OS project. And I did it inside of Serenity OS, so it was kind of tricky. Um, this year, I thought I would perhaps try and do it in Devlang. So I think what I want to do here is maybe do something like this, and we can make the advent of code, and maybe I'll move that into examples actually. And here we can edit advent of code and day one. Well, we can even call it one.dev. And so what are we going to do? We're going to have a main function. It's going to be doing some stuff. So we have to read some input. So I guess how do we read input? We don't really have a way to do anything. So this is kind of where we choose how to read input. So one thing I've found from doing like programming contests and stuff is it's sometimes quite annoying and just to get input. So I kind of want something that you can either read with nothing, which will get all of standard input, say, and so that would maybe give us a where are we? So this would probably give us a string, and we do it like this. So maybe this is called input. And that is a type declaration, and that will be an assignment. Cool. So once we get the input, we need to do some stuff with it. So if we look through this advent of code, feel free to kind of look into it and read through. But the gist is they normally kind of sum it up down the bottom. You have a bunch of numbers. You want to find like the smallest number in the left list and the smallest number in the right list. But then you need to find the second smallest number and the second smallest in each of the lists. To me, that kind of suggests that you need to sort the two lists. So you need to be able to read something into a sorted list. But what we can do, I don't know what type I might have. So maybe I'll have a left, and it can be a list of. Do I want to call it a list? I kind of like it needs to grow somewhat. So maybe this can wow, that's like kind of scanning over it a few times. So I guess maybe like the input type could give you a string, but it's also like input reader, where you can get something like how many lines there are without kind of scanning over it. Hard to know, because it's the age-old question of like how much memory do you need, and I kind of want to maybe, because I can have like a growing list, I guess, and like how do we want to like put stuff like this? Maybe do the angle bracket. I don't know. So we're going to have a list of things. Maybe it will be like that. And maybe if you don't initialize it, just auto initializes to somewhere in memory, that's kind of all right. And then you kind of want to loop over all your input. Yeah, I kind of want to have an idea of how many lines a string has. And I wonder if that's a silly thing to do. Like maybe I would have like a string, and it would have in it a length, and probably a data. And I kind of want to have a lines maybe function, which will maybe have a like a static number here, and maybe it can default to 0. And if a line's not equal to 0, we would return lines, easy. And like this is like kind of overloading in a weird way. Like this, I kind of want to be private, and maybe that's how I'll note that. Otherwise, we kind of want to compute the line. So, like you would do like for C in data. In fact, you wouldn't want to do that. You would want to do for like I and how we do a range, probably something like that. I don't know. It's looking real Pythonic, but also not. How do we want to do that? Maybe we could do something like that. Um, I kind of like that. Right, so if we do that, like, can we do something like that? I don't know. So this is going to be a unit. Well, in fact, we don't actually know if it's going to be a unit because we know that length is 0 or more. So if that is the case, we would probably want to check whether so if where are we looking? Data of I equals a new line, then we probably want to do lines plus plus. Probably want some like concurrency bad boy than this. And then we would return lines. And we don't need semicolons in this old made up language that can't even run. But that's kind of what you would do. And like maybe strings are static. So this would kind of never change. And yeah, you're kind of storing the results, so you do that. And I guess you run into the issue that you might have no lines, or like you're always going to have one. Yeah, I think here you probably want to be lines equals 1, and then go through and find all the lines, and then it'll be set for next time. If it was a mutable object, so we could make changes to the string, you would probably also want to have something basically set lines back to 0, so it's refreshed every time that you're doing it. But for now, now that we have like a list of lines, we can kind of do something like this. Um, and this can potentially be, I kind of don't want to say the type twice, like we can infer the type. And this would be what input dot lines. That is how many things we are expecting in this array. In fact, let's not complicate it with generics at the moment. So this is just going to be an int array. But we can say that it's input like it's gosh input dot lines long, which the compiler won't know, but and I guess this we would have to make sure that this is returning us a unit, which would mean that this is a unit and stuff like that. They have types, I don't know. Like it's a, I mean, it's probably just a char array, and this is also going to be a unit. because we know it. Cool. So if that does that, I love how I'm just like writing code for a language that you can't run this code. It's running entirely in my head. It's just what happens. So now we can do like so we can do something like line and input lines, um, and over each line we get, we want to split it. So we probably want to have like A, B, bit, and we can go and put like line dot split. Well, this lines is not really the thing that you would expect to come from there. So I think this needs to be IDX because, gosh, I wonder. Yeah, I think that will be kind of all right. So we can have this, and it's like kind of cursed. We can have another function named the same thing that returns a string, and depending on the type location that it's kind of being used. So like uh, we're only going to have numeric indexes. So inside here, type is expected to be numeric, and if so, that function has to be numeric. And yeah, I don't know, but then in here, you can't really iterate. Oh, pardon me. You can't really iterate over uh, UN. So instead, this line is now treated like a string, and we can go spring.split, and whatever it's splitting off, it's just like generic white space, is it? I have a way of getting in. Oh, I know I gotta like sign in like proper. But yeah, it's just got like white space in the middle. We can just say it's doing a split, and it will magically work out that I want to get two things out of that and split them into, convert them into integers, which, yeah, that could be kind of cool. Um, and I wonder if I'd have to do a type here. Probably something like that. Um, and they both equal that. And now I want to add them to my list. So I want this to be sorted, and there's kind of a nifty way of doing that. So say we had a array, it's empty. We want to add the first element to it. Maybe it's 5. Now we want to add another, say 10. Gosh, I didn't mean to push enter there. 10. Now say we add another, and we add 8. And at this point here, we want to sort this. So the sorting algorithm can be kind of look at the one prior to you. If you need, then swap. And kind of continue on. So this 8 would then look at 5 and swap if needed, and then it would so on. So if say I added a 3, it would say, okay, you need that 3 there, and the 10 goes there. And then it would test again. All right, this 3 goes here, and this 8 goes there. Then again 3, then 3, 5, something like that. So that kind of sorts it as you go, and it's uh, like more efficient than you might think, because you're kind of sorting it as you're adding to it. It will be sorted at the end, so you don't have like the like log n type thing. So the whole sort will just be order n, I think. I could be wrong, but I'll go with it, and if I'm wrong, I can always change. So because of that, we kind of know that. Golly, I wonder if like we use line in a integer context here. Could we have like two kind of competing lines, or is that just super cursed? I don't know if that's super cursed, but oh, I wonder. Like a multi-type variable, I kind of like that. So like you could have something like, I don't know, a temp which is an int and it's also a string. Um, and then depending on the context you use it is how it's used. And if you use it in a uncertain context, say like print, so say I was doing a print of 10, what does it do? Does it print it as the int or as the string? So I might have to do an explicit cast to say, yep, that is the int version or that is the string version. But I kind of like this. I don't know how to declare it. It's kind of just happened automatically up there. God knows how. What I think I need to do is actually have something like this, and I'll probably make it easy to start with, and this can be like that, and line it less than that, and at the end we can line plus plus, and here we can instead get inputs. No, because I want to like yeah, I want to kind of scan it like not too much. Because when you split it into the line, you're kind of already creating, in essence, like a printed to a bunch of strings. Is that kind of right? Um, but then how many strings are there? It's kind of memory problem. It kind of drills down. Like you don't kind of know. So I guess I could probably have something like this, and this is just going to be input dot select on new line, which should get me kind of what I want, and lines dot length. I'll call it length. Something like that. Yeah, I think that is probably what I need. Um, so what do we do here? And now we kind of have all the lines that we need. So we can probably go back to line and lines, and because we don't give any type there, it's assumed to be a list, but maybe we could give it a well, I mean, it's really a string array of strings, and then we can get that. Cool. And so now we have the A and the B. We also, so I did actually kind of want that. Yeah. Line, and that was a string array, something like that. So now here we can get lines, line, and now we kind of know which line we're operating on. We can then use that as a index into the last element of the array that we're kind of pointing it to. So we it's empty. So we can just kind of set A there and maybe B there. Right. But we also need to kind of shuffle it down. Um, so I guess this kind of needs to be like maybe I'll call it index inch, and it can start off as a line, and we can do that. And while IDX is greater than equal to 0, so we made it in, so it will do like a cast, I guess. While we do, while our index is valid, and what lines uh, left of IDX is greater. No, we kind of want while IDX is. We want to like remove one off, and then while it is that, and there is uh, still one because that's where it will be. So while the bottom one is more, we want to do a little swapsy. So we will go left IDX. We need some braces here, and we'll need like a temp, and this can be left IDX, and then this can be equal left IDX plus 1, and then we can do what left IDX. Oh yeah, I don't know why I wanted to do that. IDX plus 1 is there, not there, it's there. Equals, and this can just be temp. I don't want to make like a just swap. Like that operator maybe. I don't know. That's what it is now, and that will just do a swap, which will make this kind of a loop a lot easier. Maybe I always want braces, just to make things. Yeah, I think I want braces unless it's on the same line. Which you can check because we have a new line pointer. But yeah. So while we do that, and then here we would want to set that back to line, and kind of do the same thing over here, IDX minus, and then do same thing but with right, which kind of makes you think that this could be a little function. So like maybe we could have a little function. Not there, there, thanks. So what would we have? We would have a function add sorted. Yeah, add sorted, which is kind of like this could be like part of a collection, because if you already have a sorted array and you kind of, yeah, you can kind of do this trick for any sort of array. If you're adding to it, just add to the end and shuffle down. So what's this going to be? For now, we're just going to take which is an array, and maybe that's like the capacity, but like left dot length is 0 at this point. I kind of like that. But you could potentially also get capacity, which is showing a bit more. Um, so that way we can do something like this. So this is going to be our array. Hooray! And we're also going to pass in a value, and this is going to be an int. And what are we going to do in this array? So we will need to get so idx is going to be int, and it's going to be equal to array.length, which is that we would go array idx, and we would probably do a check that if array dot length equals array dot capacity, we'll probably do something here. Expand. Otherwise, we do some stuff and we would basically set the last one, which will automatically kind of increment the length. Maybe we wouldn't do that. We would do, we could do something like this. I've seen it in what, PHP, I think is that, which will just add one to the end of the array, which we can kind of do stuff like this. And this we should probably start at that, and then like the index, the array length will change after this, and then here we want to change just all of length with array, and do that everywhere. Thanks. Cool. And then when we do that, it will have been added successfully, sorted. So we can probably get rid of all this, and we can like add sorted, and this is just going to pass in left and golly, left and A, that's what we're doing. And then we're doing right and B. We probably, and like all of this can go. Potentially, we want to do this. Oh no, we need to sort it first. I don't know. I think I might give this up. For one, I can't actually test it. And for two, this video is dragging on a little bit. Maybe I'll. So once we have two sorted lists, we can then kind of go over them again. So we will have like a sum, and we can potentially just equal that to 0. But maybe we do have to kind of declare what it is, otherwise it won't know. But maybe we can do stuff like this. Right, so now we kind of want to go over everything in, and we probably want to left dot length not equal to, right, it won't be they will be the same because we're doing both sorted. Right, so we kind of want to scan over this probably needs a that. Maybe we'll call it row this time. So row is going to be less than left dot length, and maybe we'll just do it out of just out of case. And what do we do here? We also want to do a row plus plus, and in every row we want to get left of, I kind of want to change the row to IDX and do it everywhere. We get the left and we get the right IDX, and was it that way around? So the distance between them, so it will be the absolute value of this. So if we get the absolute value and we are just adding that to the sum, and at the end we can probably just do print and sum. So maybe like that. And I reckon that would just work if I had a compiler that knew what to do and had implemented this lines function. I'm not sure this will be anytime soon though, because that's like, it's a bit of things. What do we have going on here? May as well add start of function. Yeah, I'll do like a bit of stuff. So we can like add that and add that. And maybe not add that yet. And what do we want to see here? Add start of function parsing. Cool. Done that, and nowhere to push it just yet. But once I get a working program, probably push it somewhere. Oh well, thanks very much for watching this. If you have watched this far, hope you have enjoyed, and I hope you'll stick around for the rest of the journey. Until next time, see ya.